What is up everyone, it is Sacred Saiyan here, welcoming you to the 5th episode of the series, What If Goku Was in Naruto? If you end up liking today's video, then please consider subscribing. It is free, and you can always unsubscribe later. There's a link in the description of the video to join my Discord server, and also to become a channel member if you want to support the channel. I have another channel where I post Star Wars What Ifs, and I posted the first video on my gaming channel as well, so if you want to check them out in the description of the video, then you can. And with all of that out of the way, let's get into the 5th episode of What If Goku Was in Naruto? This video begins at the finals of the Chunin exams. This time, the lineup is how it was supposed to be originally, other than Goku replaces Dosu for the fight against either Tamaru or Shigemaru. All the battles in the Chunin exams remain the same. However, since the battle between Shigemaru and Tamaru happened before one of them would have to fight Goku, this means Goku doesn't actually get to fight in the Chunin exams, as after Sasuke and Gaara begin their fight, this is when the betrayal of the Saiyan ninja commences, and chaos ensues. Gaara is taken by his brother and sister to temporarily flee, with Sasuke on their tail, and even though most of the people present are put to sleep by a genjutsu, Kakashi and Sakura wake up Goku and Naruto, and Shigemaru was already awake. So the three of them along with a ninja hound go after Sasuke. While this happens, the Kaze Kage reveals himself to be Orochimaru, and as Orochimaru is about to begin his battle with the third Hokage, a bullet of chakra flies straight towards the back of Orochimaru's head, with Orochimaru narrowly dodging and turning to see who attempted to kill him. Orochimaru then smirks, as he stares down the figure. Granola Hyuga, sniper of the hidden leaf. Granola jumps onto the roof, standing next to the third Hokage, as he says that he wasn't going to miss a chance to take on his former friend. Orochimaru then says that he would hardly call them friends, more like acquaintances. Well, unless Granola wants to give him his Byakugan, that is. Granola says that Orochimaru already tried to steal his visual prowess before, but failed, and just like before, he won't just hand it over. Orochimaru then laughs, remarking that he'll prefer the Sharingan anyway, before then doing a flurry of hand signs, with two wooden boxes rising from the ground. Orochimaru says that he would rather not have to take them both on with just him, so he brought some help that the Lord Third knows quite well. The two boxes then open, revealing both the first and second Hokage, and the two exit the boxes, being under the control of Orochimaru, and they apologise to the third Hokage, before they are forced to attack him and Granola. The third Hokage seems to be holding his own, however Granola is having a lot more trouble. He is normally a mid to long range fighter, however he's being forced to fight up close, as Orochimaru's henchmen have created a barrier around them. This isn't to say that Granola is bad in close quarters combat though, as he is still incredibly proficient at the gentle fist technique of his clan, and that is the only way he's staying alive in this fight. Meanwhile, Sasuke is fighting against Gaara in the forest. Gaara is using the One Tail's power, and Sasuke is forced onto the back foot, as his attacks do nothing to Gaara, and he's barely able to evade Gaara's strikes. Sasuke uses his Chidori, which actually manages to damage Gaara, however this just makes Gaara angry, and his speed increases, forcing Sasuke to use his Sharingan, and after he attempts to use his Chidori again, his curse mark activates, and that leaves Sasuke laying on the ground, paralysed. Gaara goes to attack Sasuke while he's down. However, Naruto saves him, pushing Gaara back while Sakura checks on Sasuke, and Goku is standing on a higher branch, watching from above. Gaara then attacks Sakura, knocking her out, and Naruto gets enraged, summoning an array of shadow clones and shouting Goku to do it now! Goku then jumps down, attempting to hit Gaara in the face. However, Gaara sees this and attempts to hit Goku. However, to Gaara's surprise, his punch phased straight through Goku, and then another Goku comes from behind Gaara and puts his marking on him. The real Goku then stands beside Naruto, saying that after he learnt the Shadow Clone Jutsu, he thought the Clone Jutsu would be useless. However, it seems it is still not only effective on its own, but it is also very effective in combination with the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Naruto is about to speak, however Gaara is furious, and rushes towards him. All of Naruto's Shadow Clones rushing towards Gaara to try and stop him. However, Gaara smacks them all away with ease, continuing to head towards Naruto, as he is Gaara's first target. However, Goku grabs Naruto, swinging him out of the way, and then Goku quickly creates a Rasengan and hits Gaara with it, greatly damaging Gaara and pushing him back. Naruto is amazed, asking what that jutsu was, and Goku is about to tell Naruto, but Gaara then begins to grow to an enormous size, as Gaara is now in his final form. Naruto then smirks, saying since Goku showed off his new jutsu, it's time he does the same. Goku has a look of confusion on his face, as Naruto bites his thumb, and he performs the summoning jutsu, as a giant toad appears under him and Naruto, and they don't seem too friendly. Chief Toad sees the One-Tailed Shukaku, and he asks Naruto why he should fight such a strong opponent for a runt like him. It would take some convincing, however the Chief Toad would finally agree to help, and with this, the battle between Goku, Naruto, and Gaara continues. Part of Gaara's body comes out of the head of his Shukaku form, and he performs a jutsu to make himself sleep, allowing Shukaku to take control, and this is where the real battle begins. Back to the fight with Granola and the third Hokage, fighting against the first and second Hokage. Granola and Lord Third are losing ground, as unlike the reanimations of the former Kage, they don't have infinite stamina. So while they are being worn down, the reanimated former Hokage are as strong as ever. The third Hokage in his old age is using up chakra much faster than the younger Granola, meaning he's getting worn out at a much faster rate than Granola. And Granola is now having to try to defend both himself and the third Hokage at the same time. But since Granola wasn't even able to defend himself, him trying to defend the third Hokage as well was just leading to Granola being greatly injured. However, he fights on nevertheless. The third Hokage knows there's only one way that he can beat both reanimated Hokage, and Orochimaru at the same time, and he tells Granola to just buy him a little more time. Granola says that he's trying, and the third Hokage then creates two shadow clones who rush towards both the first Hokage and second Hokage, and hold them still. The third Hokage then uses the Reaper Death Seal on the pair of them, before jumping to Orochimaru, and then attempting to do the same thing once again. However, Orochimaru won't go down so easily, and he attempts to stab the third Hokage in the back, but the heavily injured Granola catches the blade before it moves in too deep. Granola is too weakened to do anything more than slow down the blade. However, as the third Hokage continues to rip Orochimaru's soul out of his body, the sword in the third Hokage's back goes in deeper and deeper. The third Hokage realizes he won't be able to fully seal Orochimaru in time, so instead, he seals his hands, so he can never perform jutsu again, and just as the third Hokage does this, he dies by the blade in his back. Granola screams no, as Orochimaru's underlings jump in and help their master escape, and tears flow down Granola's face as he failed to save the Hokage. Back at the fight between Goku, Naruto, and Gaara, Chief Toad is getting into hand-to-hand combat with Shukaku, and Naruto and Goku aren't able to do much, other than support Chief Toad with some of their jutsu, but Goku is waiting for the perfect moment to perform his most powerful attack. Unfortunately, he can't perform this jutsu instantly, and with how much Chief Toad is jumping around, it is making it very difficult for Goku to perform this jutsu. Chief Toad jumps back, landing on the ground, and then beginning to fire a flurry of water bullets at Shukaku. Shukaku firing air bullets in retaliation, and Goku knows this is the only chance he will get, so it is time he performs his jutsu. Goku creates a Rasengan with one hand, and then cups it with his other hand, the Rasengan morphing and growing more powerful. Goku continues to charge his attack, as this jutsu continues to grow stronger and stronger. Goku then tells Naruto to grab onto him, Naruto doing so, and then Goku teleports above Gaara, using the marking he left on him earlier, and Goku first kicks Naruto into the air before firing his Kamehameha at Gaara, waking Gaara up and greatly damaging him and Shukaku. And after that, Goku throws the falling Naruto towards Gaara, who is now falling from the sky, and Naruto finishes the battle by headbutting the injured Gaara. Goku, Naruto, and Gaara all fall to the ground. Gaara is injured the most, while Naruto's head is bleeding, and Goku is the least injured. Naruto then gives a speech to Gaara about how they are the same, and how he knows how Gaara feels because they used to feel the exact same way. That only changed once he met Goku, and from there, he made other friends who motivated him. Goku on the other hand, is distracted, looking off into the distance, as he senses a powerful but familiar chakra. This was another thing he learned how to do from Roshi. However, he isn't very skilled at it just yet. It's just this chakra is so potent that he can sense it with his limited skill. Goku then starts being able to sense the chakra, and snaps back to reality, thinking he must have just made it up in his own head, and he goes over and helps Naruto up. Time passes. There's a funeral for the third Hokage, and the Saiyan ninja apologise for what transpired, as Orochimaru tricked them into doing his bidding, and killed their Kaze Kage as well. After this, Naruto and Jiraiya go off to find Tsunade, to become the new Hokage, and while they do this, Goku goes to Roshi to continue his training. He wants to begin training for that taijutsu technique that Roshi wanted to teach him, and Goku has dealt with Roshi training through the entire events of Tsunade being brought back. So Sasuke is still beaten by Itachi, putting him into a coma, and Naruto both learns and masters the Rasengan, along with saving Tsunade from Kabuto with it. Naruto is annoyed at how Goku could do it with only one arm, while he couldn't, but he is at least happy he's able to do it now. Goku and Roshi make their way back to the village, Shizune explains to Goku everything which transpired, while Goku is off training. She tells Goku about how Naruto and Jiraiya brought Tsunade to the Hidden Leaf Village as a new Hokage, and from what Kakashi told her, Naruto and Sasuke had a short scuffle, which he had to stop. But after that, it seems Sasuke was kidnapped by servants of Orochimaru. Goku's eyes widen, and then Goku runs off, while Roshi walks to Shizune, saying that Sasuke left willingly, didn't he? Shizune shamefully nods, and Roshi is worried, as he believes Goku will do something reckless. That boy is much like his father in that regard. Goku runs out of the village, and he enters his mindscape in order to talk to the Four Tails inside of him. Goku tells Zoro that it's urgent. He needs his power so he can get to his friends in time to save them. The Four Tails can see the clear expression of worry on Goku's face, and he pities him, the only human who ever showed kindness to him other than the Sage of Six Paths. So he agrees, saying he will lend Goku a bit of his chakra, and once Goku leaves his mental space, his eyes are yellow, and he is covered by the Four Tails cloak. But for right now, he only has access to one tail. Goku should be in a beast-like state using this for the first time. However, since the Four Tails gave him this chakra out of compassion, it means Goku feels completely normal. Goku runs at his max speed in the direction that Naruto and his group went. Goku is amazed at his speed, however he doesn't have any time to think about this. He has to save his friends. Naruto's group for the mission remain the same as usual. Shikamaru is the leader, who was still promoted to being a Chunin, Naruto, Choji, Neji, and Kiba. They all fight Orochimaru's underlings one by one like normal, all of them being pushed to their limits, and while Lee takes over Naruto's fight against the ninja with the ability to control his bones, Gaara along with his brother and sister help the others who are still standing, and Naruto confronts Sasuke. Naruto and Sasuke have their battle identical to the way it is in canon. Naruto utilises the Nine Tails cloak, while Sasuke utilises his Curse Mark and Sharingan. The battle ends with Sasuke being the narrow victor, and a short time after he walks away, Goku finally arrives, and he sees the unconscious body of Naruto on the floor, along with Sasuke's headband. Goku's Four Tails cloak fades, as he is brought to his knees in tears. He wasn't fast enough. He failed. Kakashi arrives sometime after, seeing Goku, and he puts his hand on his shoulder, saying that it isn't his fault. Goku says that Kakashi is wrong. This is all his fault. First he lost his entire family and clan, and now he's lost one of his friends, while the other one is laying here on the ground and nearly died. He wasn't strong enough to prevent either of these situations, so it is his fault. Kakashi knows he won't be able to change Goku's mind, so for the time being, he decides to leave it, grabbing Naruto and telling Goku to come back to the village with him. Goku doesn't move at first, but Kakashi repeats his command, and Goku then follows after him. Thankfully, none of the ninja on the mission fell at the hand of the enemy, even though there were some very close calls. Goku is sitting next to Naruto's hospital bed, waiting for him to wake up, when Roshi walks into the room. Roshi says that him and Goku need to talk, but Goku says that they can do that after Naruto has woken up. Roshi says fine. Goku doesn't have to talk, but he does need to listen. He has 3 years to make Goku a full-fledged shinobi, and they will need to make every second of those 3 years count. And for them to do that, Goku is going to have to dismiss not only Sasuke from his mind, but also his family. If Goku is constantly holding onto the burden of his family's death, and Sasuke's fall, then he will squander the time they have. And if he does that, Goku won't survive when the likes of the Akatsuki come after him, for the tail beaster resides inside of him. Goku retorts that it isn't that simple. He can't just erase the past from his mind. He can't just stop the nightmares he has had every night, reliving the slaughter of his clan. He can't just stop thinking about how he wasn't strong enough to prevent another person close to him leaving him. And he can't just stop thinking about the fact he was too weak to protect Naruto, just like he was too weak that night when the rest of his clan died. Roshi has no idea the torture he puts himself through every single day, so he can't just tell him to stop all of that. It's out of his control. Roshi says no. Goku was only a young boy when his clan was slaughtered in front of him. Nobody expected him to have the strength to do anything. That wasn't his fault. His father certainly wouldn't think that. Neither would his mother. Goku's eyes widen as Roshi continues. It also isn't Goku's fault that Sasuke has chosen the path that he has chosen. Goku has no control over the actions of Sasuke, so he cannot blame himself for them. Finally, it isn't Goku's fault that Naruto got hurt. Yes, Goku wasn't there to protect Naruto, but Goku had no knowledge of anything that was going on. So yet again, Goku has no responsibility for that. Roshi then tells Goku to come with him, Goku reluctantly doing so, as the pair walk outside the building, and Roshi takes Goku to a restaurant. Goku is confused as to why they are there, but Roshi says that before they begin their training for 3 long years, Roshi tells Goku that he will put his mind at ease as best as he can. Goku is unsure what Roshi is implying by this, but Roshi then says that his sister called Baba is a fortune teller in the Hidden Leaf, who predicts the future based on past events, and she created a jutsu which actually allows her to see these past events, which is how she does this. Goku would then ask what Roshi is getting at, but Roshi bluntly says that he had his sister show him what happened the day that Goku's parents died, and if Goku wants, he can visually show him those events through a jutsu he has learned, which allows him to share his memories with others. But the choice is up to Goku. If he wants to see it, then he can, but if he doesn't, then he won't. He's been wondering what happened that day. After that day, his brother Raditz did his best to raise him, before their clan was slaughtered, but maybe if the events of that day never happened, his father would have been able to prevent their clan's destruction. So he tells Roshi to show him. Roshi then nodding and doing some hand signs, before putting the palm of his hand onto Goku's head, and Goku sees a bright light before seeing Roshi's memories. And this is where we're going to end off this part. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, then make sure to like, comment, and please do subscribe. It is quick and easy to do. Also, I want to give a huge thank you to Mystic Angel, Yeti Myth, Tan Junyi, Mega Exo, Jonathan Way, Neo Wickholm, and All Might for becoming channel members. If you want to be shouted out at the end of the video, and get other perks like the channel members here, then there is a link in the description down below to become a channel member. It greatly supports me, and it helps me immensely. With all of that out of the way, hope to see you all in the next episode of What If Goku Was in Naruto?